What's good, y'all? KeaToSuccess here, back with another video. Sorry, I took a little hiatus again, but you already know this. Had a little issue, had to take the week off. Nothing crazy like that. I'll get into it in another video, but I wanted to do this video for a certain reason. Y'all go see right here real quick. But yeah, before we get into it, like the video for me, comment, give me feedback, y'all. I appreciate it. I'd rather get feedback here than some of the other places that I do get feedback, because I know the people that probably actually watch this actually watch, versus the other one, they, TikTok, even the shorts, probably not shorts, but the other social media sites, they do what they do. You already know what it is. But yeah, today I would say I'm going to go into a little bit about the load board spot market and this contracted freight a little bit. Because of a particular video I posted about staying off the load board, which was a clip from one of the other videos that I was just talking about in general. But, a lot of people got heated because I provided a video with no solution. And, of course, I got a lot of flack for that. It is what it is. I don't really care. But, they do got a point. At the same time, I told somebody, I'm like, yo, you wouldn't have watched this video, comment on this video if I gave you the solution. You probably wouldn't have cared. Is it for likes and comments? Not particularly, but it's more so, as I tell y'all, it's just to get the message out there. So if I can get something to get the message out there, I'll do what I got to do. Whether it's out of context or not, in context is what it is. Y'all already know how some of this marketing stuff goes. This is what you got to do. Because if you fuck with me, you just watch a lot of my videos, you can look at the views on some of the stuff that I did get. You can tell what people want to watch versus what other people don't want to watch, because I don't get the amount of views. I could be talking about something real positive, real, and it doesn't get as much views. But I do get a higher retention and average of what people are watching, versus I post something that's more nonsensical, maybe. I wouldn't say controversial. I haven't gotten into any controversial stuff, but just something that's not just as informative, and I'll get a bunch of views on it. Or it's just, y'all know the game. But I'm just gonna pull up this little video here. It's my video. Would I say we're reacting to it? Nah, but nonetheless, it's just something I just want y'all to see it. It's like a little 40-second video. If you seen it, you seen it. If you didn't, you didn't. Give me 1 second. Like I say, if you're looking to become an owner, a truck owner, you got to do your research. As I've said in past videos, research is the key thing to your success. You got to know. That's not the video. You don't want to be using a load board. I stress that. I highly stress that. If you don't have to use a load board, don't use that shit. It's nonsensical. The only time you should use it is to position you to get into a better place where you're going to make money. That's the only time I really suggest to do it. Other than that, stay away from that shit. People may know, and if you don't know, they're not paying you what they should be paying you. And they're for damn sure not paying what they were paying a couple years ago, 3-4 years ago. It's called spot market, which is load board. You was making money. You didn't have to worry about nothing. You didn't have to have contracted freight. You was cool. You was straight. That's where people messed up. They didn't think of the worst. You don't want to be using a load. All right. So as y'all see, I went on a little on the video that I made. I think it was my last video. It's a clip from that. So I talked about pretty much not using a load board. It's not productive. You shouldn't use it. And I said it more of a shock value, in case y'all didn't know. Clearly got a lot of people's attention. I mean, this video got 10,000 views. I wouldn't say it went viral or nothing like that, but I'll sit here and look. This is on TikTok. I made a response video, and so far it's got 126 views. This got 10,000 views in about maybe 2 3 days. And then you just go see, you look 300, 500, 100, 200, 600, 145, 315. So I don't average that much in the stuff. And actually, let me go back here. I don't average that much, as you can see. Again, something stupid that says something without a solution. That's when people are getting mad at me. You're just talking in circles, blah blah blah. So what? You got your attention, didn't it? Because all y'all grown men commenting on here, grown people commenting on there, talking shit. Like, I don't even comment on people's stuff. If I feel like someone's wrong, then I'm not gonna sit there and hate and talk shit. If I do feel like I got a comment, I'll say something, but it won't be in no hating type of response. I'll be like, yo, wouldn't you include this or that? I'll come correct. But people like to try to make fun of somebody clearly, but it's all good. I don't care. But yeah, so load board. When I say don't use a load board, I didn't. Don't be ignorant. Uh, it's not what I totally meant. So really, what it comes down to is, you shouldn't be using the spot market or load board to run your whole operation of business. Um, it shouldn't be what you heavily rely upon, and it should be about 20 to 30% of kind of maybe what you do, maybe even less. Like I said, it should be something that you use to maybe get into areas where it has a better load, get you back to wherever you may do your contractor freight if you got contractor freight. Um, it should be more used in that tool of necessity. Obviously, there are times when the spot market is great, it's booming. Like I said, 3 years ago, I'd been on a low board. I'll be honest, I'd be on a low board because it's easier, 100%. I'll say it's easier because now, especially if you're a one truck, two truck, your small operation, now you're free to kind of move here and move there. Um, you're not bound to the contractor rate rules. But I say over longevity, you want contractor freight. I'm not going to try to go on a whole tangent here. Make sure I don't go, too off the deep end or anything like that. But let me bring it back. Yeah, the spot market it should be just a tool for you, as of anything else. Especially if you're treating this as a business, because right now the spot market isn't where it's at. Trucking market isn't where it's at. So I'm not gonna say every contractor freight is end all be all godly and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think it's better in the long haul. Contractor freight, you're gonna get the consistent loads at a set price for a certain amount of time. So three things, um, and you're gonna get the volume. So you're always gonna get it. You're gonna move a certain amount of product each week, each month, every year at that price. So what your profits or your gross profit is going to be every month, every year. So you can plan accordingly to set yourself up for success. Now, if you're on the spot market, you're going to have up and down months. You're going to be really hustling to do what you need to do. You're going to have to be on that load board first thing in the morning, finding that best finding the best load for you to move. And these brokers or shippers, whoever's on the load boards on the other end, sometimes some of them be bullshitting. They waste your time. They might put this certain price for a load just to get your attention, and then you inquire about it and you find out it's not even worth it. Now you just wasted your time doing that. Or in general, like right now, the rates are booty. I had somebody on that same video comment like he don't move nothing for under $4 a load, which is great. He said all he uses the load board for that. But I mean, I ain't trying to call him a liar. But I'm gonna call him a liar. I mean, I might call BS. Prove me otherwise, that's cool. But I'm about to show y'all some stuff. It don't reflect it at all. If you're using load board, every time he says he has 7 trucks, so you're telling me you're getting all 7 trucks at $4 a mile plus load every single time. I don't believe that, because even the contractor freight isn't always up there at that time completely. So let's be honest. Like I'm not one here to lie, to exaggerate, to cap. At the end of the day, I am gonna give y'all the truth because y'all deserve it. Even though y'all don't deserve it, but y'all deserve it. Because it's stuff that that I want to share. I'm not going to gatekeep and whatnot. So I asked the guy, like, what load board you using? What are you hauling? Because some of this stuff is going to be different. I had another guy comment on there, like, flatbed is different. Or oversized step deck RGN is different. Yeah, that's different. Totally different. And it's different because not everyone does it. Too many guys are either scared or too lazy to do that stuff. So, yeah, y'all gonna get better prices or better, rates because there's not too many of y'all to do the stuff. So you got an advantage. Now you talking about reefer, dry van, and flatbed, especially dry van, oversaturated. Too many trucks, too many drivers in that certain field, and that's gonna drive the rates down naturally. So, I'm gonna pull up this here. There's a couple of sites I got to show y'all. So this first one is from Intech Freight and Logistics. It's from the beginning of the year. Actually, it's from last year. Oops. It's from 2021, January 4th, 2021. But if not otherwise, it's still, shows proof. And then I'm going to go into some other websites as well, DAT Truck Stop and whatnot. But you can look at here. Statement says, yes, there are times spot rates are lower than contract rates. Like I said, it's possible. But those are few and far in between and over short periods of time. There is no way over the long haul will play in the spot market win, as the graph illustrates below. So that's that graph here. Like I said, contract freight is probably better over the long haul, in my opinion. But, who am I guess? Young buck. As you can see here, over 2016 to 2020, it's up and down, sporadic. It kind of evened out about, where is that at? Around the 31 mark here at the bottom. But it's still, all over the place. It's not consistent. And that's the trucking market too. And this is, again, doesn't exclude contractor rate, because the contractor rates are going to be somewhat based off the spot market rates. At the end of the day, they coexist with one another. They go hand in hand and they balance each other out. So that's, and I know that's how shippers, base their rates on these contracts. They have to go somewhere. They go off the past, and they're gonna go off the spot market too. And then this between the shipper and carrier, they're gonna negotiate based on whatever needs one or another needs. So you got that there. Now let me go to DAT. Sorry, so you see here the national spot rates. It says volume rise, but rates still lag. All right, so you look at dry van in the yellow. Beginning of the year, it's at 238, and it has pretty much, I would say, steadily dropped up until now. Now April is $2.08, dropping. These are spot market. Now you go to flatbed, it's much higher and consistent. So January it was $2.75. And then now April is $2.68. It really hasn't been too much fluctuation in it. And I mean, that's gonna have to go with not everyone wants to do the hard work of flatbed. A lot of guys just want to get in the truck, sit in it, dock. That's it. They don't want to get out and do all the extra stuff. But it's lazy people, I tell you. And then you go to reefer. Reefer starts at $2.79 in January. April, $2.42. So it's still higher than the van. It's still less than flatbed, but not by much, by 26 cents difference. So that's right now. So now we go to freight waves. And this article is from the 7th of April this year, 2023. Let me scroll down. Let me see. Right here, National Truck Index, 7-day average. So if you look here, the white is the spot market, and then the green line is the contracted. And this is for dry van. As you can see, fairly similar. It's fairly similar. They're still matching each other in pattern. As you can see over the week, the dry van is it's about the same. So it says this week the National Truck Index, which includes fuel surcharge and other accessorials. My bad, can't pronounce. I fell 1 cent per mile to 2.29. Line haul rates were largely in line with the lack of a movement. The line haul variant of the NCIL, which excludes fuel surcharges, and other accessorials, held at 164. So this is not including fuel surcharge in that 164. Contract rates, which exclude fuel surcharges and other accessorials like the NTIL, are largely exempt from the drama surrounding diesel prices, since fuel costs are often passed through for carriers running contracted loads. This week, contract rates rose 1% and remain far more stable than spot rates. This is 3 weeks ago, and it's the most recent stuff I can find right now. So, come on. I'm not talking on my ass here. So, given the average length of shippers' bid cycles, contract rates, which are reported with a 2-week delay, currently sit at a national average of $2.53 per mile. Weekly rises and falls should not be given much consideration until data comes in from mid to late March, which affects Q2's request for proposals will be seen. So pretty much it's saying things may or may not change. We're still waiting on the data to figure out what's going on for the future for this year. But like I said, contract rates are far more stable. I mean, it says it right there. And I think there's another one. This is for van, of course, but everything kind of follows suits one way or another. They somewhat reflect each other. Like I said, flatbed was only one that was consistent, as you saw there, and that was all DAT. Let me go to truck stop. So you see truck stop here. Flatbed, $2.61 a mile. Van is $1.89. Reefer is $2.30. Heavy haul is $2.88. Specialized is $2.28. LTL/partial is $1.59. And this is for the past week. So as you can see, everything's still down. Vans at the lowest at $1.89 on truck stop, and the highest is the heavy haul. And you can see how much loads are available and where the money's all at. The money's all at flatbed right now. 31.5 million, leasing truck stop. Then the next is van at 20.8 million. Then reefers 9.3, and then you have heavy off 15.9, specialized 13.5, and LTL partial is 3.8. So as you can see, everything's down and still fairly similar. They're not crazy far off, but it kind of tells you where you should be at. I'll say that. And then I got this article here from the beginning of the year. Let me see here. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right, yeah, right here. Dry van national forecast. And this is from CCJ by Randall O'Reilly, and the author is Jason Cannon, and he's the chief editor. All right, so the graph here, you see the black line, the solid black line is the national contract rate. As you can see, it's higher at, and it's going to predict. This is a forecast right here, because this is from the beginning of January 2023. You know, contract is at the beginning of January is 242. Spot market, national spot market, the solid blue, the darker blue line is $1.71, and it stays at that. Same thing, 242, then 233, 228, 222. That's what they're predicting over the next several months, up until October 2023. Now, as you can see, they're following each other. They're going down, but as you can see, it's at the top. Even if you go back into July of 2020, all the way up until, let's say, January 2022, they're similar. As you can see, the spot market goes up and down. The national, contract rate is just more steady. Same thing for reefer. And as you can see, this time, between that October 2020 or July 2020 to January 2022, spot market was killing for reefer. It's above the national contract rate. Then it just dropped. Now contract rate is on top. It wasn't like I wouldn't say it was killing it, but it was above it. Nonetheless, it was above it. So that just kind of shows you that contracted rate, put that down, contracted rate is better. It's consistent. Like I said, you can do your numbers and figure things out because you know the number. Using the spot market each week, each month, you're going to be doing something different. Putting your drivers in different predicaments each week, especially if you got drivers. For you is one thing, because that's you. You could do that. I would do that. You one person. I don't mind doing some different stuff, but I see a lot of these driver groups and hear from different people, truckers. Majority of people don't. They like to do some dedicated, consistent, every week stuff. People like the mundane life. They want to know what they're going to get into. I'm not going to exclude. I wouldn't say I'm not going to exclude, but there are people, like I said, like me, that don't care. But they're the minority. They're statistically insignificant to the data, so why mention it? So majority of people want to do that stuff. That's how companies retain drivers, because they can offer like, hey, I can keep you from here A to B every week or every month, whatever the case is. You're going to be doing this every day, every week. Nothing's going to change. And guys like that. Girls like that. They don't want to be all over the place. Um, and if they do, it's maybe it's short lived. They end up wanting to do something consistent. I'm not even gonna lie. I would want to do something consistent, but I'm okay with veering out. But I would love to do something consistent, just off the pure thing of, I guess, home time. You could say. Um, I know how much money I'm gonna get each week. We as humans like that consistency, like that mundane, like that just simplistic stuff. We don't like this. We don't like up and down. That's not what we like. We just like a consistent, maybe rise, could be a little low, but for the most part, it's fairly consistent, and that's why contracted freight I say, is the key. You're always gonna stay here, and maybe go down a little bit, maybe go up. You're gonna stay. You're gonna stay. Like I say, you're gonna know your bottom line. You're gonna know your top, and you can form your business around that, and how to operate. Where you can cut costs, where you can't cut costs. Uh, what else? Um, can't think. I'm thinking off the top of my head, but it's just far better to do what you need to do. You don't have to. If you're someone who's running the business by yourself, now you're doing yourself a lot of paperwork. Uh, Not having a plan or readjusting your plan each week, each month, because your expenses aren't exactly fixed or known. Um, it just makes stuff harder. If you're running a business, how you're supposed to be running a business, you need to be into your numbers and know your bottom line, what you need exactly to operate, and what you need to take home to you too. Because you do matter. You have to make money. You have a life outside of the truck. There's the guys that don't, yes, but that's far and few. And for those guys, they can do whatever because they're not gonna go home. They got nothing to go home to. Truck is home, which is cool. And shout out to them for being like that. But a lot of guys, a lot of the people in America, they don't want that. They want some type of home time, be with friends and stuff like that. Especially if this is their career, they're not making it, don't have an idea of making it a short-lived thing like I do. This is what they want to do, and they want to get some home time. Simple as that. They want a social life. Let's go with that. So yeah, that's the little video for today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm giving out facts. I'm not talking out, talking on my ass here. I'm giving facts. When I say what I say, it's because I've seen it. I experienced some of it. I've heard from different people of it. So I think we all should be able to agree that if 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, all this stuff starts to add up, and it's very consistent from different walks of life, different areas. You should be able to make the educated but the educated guess, not even guess, just the educated inference that this is what it is. Um, yes, there are anomalies. Like I said, a guy was talking about it, but bro, show me proof. Show me proof, and I will put my hands up. Good job. You did your thing. You're running your business how you need to run it. But as I was telling a lot of people in the comments too, if you're getting into trucking between now 2023, it's a different ball game than what it was. I had a guy say 35 years ago, I got this many trucks and I use a loadboard for everything. I'm like, he's like, I've been an owner operator for 35 years and he got like some amount of trucks. I'm like, dude, for one, you probably got older equipment paid off. You got guys who are experienced that you know, that you can rely upon, and you probably take care of them. But that's where the difference is, because right now, people who are getting in, they got to deal with everything. They're getting hit from every motherfucking angle. They got high gas prices, which gas is kind of still down, but still, higher. So you got the inflation, the high gas, high maintenance, because you got these mechanics that are charging arm and leg, especially dealers. The equipment cost is more. Driver cost is more. Just, you get hit from all angles, and it's just not, you can't be profitable. Like I said, 100% running your job, your loads, your truck off a load board. If you're starting out now, it could run you into the ground, and that's why a lot of people are, like I said, a lot of people are getting out because they solely use the load board. Yeah, there might be some cons in contracted freight. You have to bend your knee a little bit to these shippers, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to do because that's where the money's at. Consistent money's at. Let me say that. And they got the volume, so you got to move it. And if you can't move it, there's ways around to not move it. That's where you use the spot market. You dump what you got. You don't got anybody cover that lane. All right, now we're dumping it into the spot market. You'll find somebody. You don't got to profit off of it. At least you're keeping your customer happy. That's the stuff that you gotta take and lose and risk. This is part of the business with anything. So, like I said, you either team up with somebody. The solution is, let me get a solution. I think I didn't get a solution. My bad, I didn't say that. So if y'all made it to the end of the video, I apologize that it's so long, but I'm just trying to give y'all all the facts, the information, and just let y'all know. But I think I said in the beginning, I can't remember. So I apologize. But the solution is, if you're one truck, you got one truck, I recommend leasing on with a company. Find a company, a good company. Just don't lease on to any company. If you do lease on to any company, figure what their operations are and figure it out quick, because you can run yourself in the ground really quickly. I've experienced it. I'll tell y'all later. That's another story. But yeah, find a company to lease onto. That's where I'm at. You move good freight. I'm moving stuff for above $4 a mile on a consistent basis, going to point A. And then coming back, we do use the load board to get back. But that's not where we make the money at. So that's why I said load board shouldn't be all what you do. It shouldn't be 100 from A to B to C to D, the whole alphabet. It's point A is where we make the money. Back is just pretty much paying for fuel. And sometimes there is a little add-on, a little bit more money we make on top of it. But most of the time, either we're coming back with not a full load, 80,000 pounds. Normally, it's the simple stuff. It's just to get back. It's consistent. So, yeah, that's what you get with leasing on it with a carrier. Or you got one truck. You know someone else who got a truck, maybe a couple more trucks. Y'all come together. Make a contract. And because if all it takes is minimum 10 trucks to get a contract, team up. Stop trying to do things by yourself. Don't be a lone wolf. Now, all y'all losing out because of pride. You're losing out on the pride because you don't want to lease on the carrier. You want to own your stuff. Like I said in before video, who gives a hell? Who gives a fuck what the name on the side of the motherfucking truck says? At the end of the day, it's about the dollar. You know it's your truck, so the name on the side don't matter. You do what you do. You live your life and take care of your family, with yourself, whatever the case may be. But I mean, you don't need to sit here and prove to somebody that you did it on your own. You gotta humble yourself. So yeah, if you're one of these one carrier authorities, work with someone. It doesn't. There's nothing that says that you can't sit there and work with somebody. So do it. Get the amount of trucks you need to work with that shipper. If that's what they require? Talk to these shippers every week, every month. Like, hey, you got any dedicated? Hey, you got any dedicated? Blah blah, and just let them know the deal. Tell them you got this many trucks. This is what you do, and you've done. If you've done work for them before, that's even a plus. They're gonna look into that. They're gonna see like, oh, this guy did a couple of those for us. He didn't cause no problem, so maybe we'll give him a shot. That's how easy it is. I mean, it's not easy, but that's the basis of it. You start building that relationship. You're reaching out to them every week. At some point, they're gonna hear you. At some point, they might need you, and you're gonna be there to catch their ass and pick up and do better than the next carrier. That's where you got to communicate. Let them know, like, as soon as you pick the load up, where you're at the end of the day. ETA, when you get there, you send the bills, you do everything right, they gonna like you. They got no choice but to like you. So that's the stuff you need to do to, get on their map, get on their radar, and just figure it out. So yeah, team up with somebody, or like I said, Nissan, team up and reach out. The third thing is just reach out to these people. Even if you are one truck, reach out. Even if you're at the front, reach out. Do it. Also, the fourth thing, I'll give y'all some game here. Government contracts. Government contracts. Let me go to it real quick. I don't think, let me see here. Whatever. I'm going to show y'all in another video, but government contracts. Get your DUNS number. Get that all set up. Go to sam.gov. So sam.gov. You go to that website. You fill out the information you need, and soon you'll get approved for government contracts. And this will be contracts on any and everything, from supplying, which is just being someone who gets this and gives it to somebody, or you can there are stuff on there where there's contracts for moving freight. This is free. There's some work into it, but it's free. You have to bid on there. You have to do the right steps. I'll make that for another video, but that's where you can start too, is getting contracted freight. And this is with the government. This is going to be more guaranteed money. Consistent, again, it's government. They're going to pay. They ain't going to overpay, but they're going to pay. And it's simple as that. And this is stuff you can do. It's probably easier than, talking to your shipper every week, trying to get something. So that's 4 ways you can mess around and get contracted freight. And when stuff gets slow and spot market rate is up, you can figure out how to way to balance both. Just so you're not exactly shooting yourself in the foot, but always make sure you're going to take care of your contract, your customer. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I just wanted to put the information out there. Please comment, like, share with someone who needs this information. And yeah, stay away from Loadboard, y'all. KeaToSuccess out. Deuces.